Welcome to the Wallace Show Aftercast. Those things we did not get to during the course of the show today. If you've already listened to the regular show podcast, then you already know this. But if you started with the Aftercast, you don't know this yet. Gavin dropped a bomb on us. No, he's not leaving. No, his marriage is not breaking up. Those are like the first things people think. Always the bad.
Not the good?
Yeah, no. Well, at least I don't. I never think of the good. Like when someone's, I got to tell you something. And I always think of the bad. First case is the worst case scenario for me. But Gavin dropped a little nugget on us.
Yeah, we are 13 weeks pregnant.
Nice. Not me and him.
Point, no, not my wife
Yeah,
and I are 13 weeks. I'm not even pregnant. I'm just here for the ride.
Yeah, and it's going to be a ride, dude. Like again, congratulations. But he's so surprised us when he played a clip of audio that I did not. I never preview the audio when they say they've got something because I like to be surprised.
Yeah.
And for that reason, you got Betty Rocks and my genuine surprise on this because you fooled us. And Betty, like, I've never seen her speechless before. Why do you think you were so speechless? Because you just don't think he's ready to have a kid yet? Or
no.
I
don't know.
I hope not.
I just think, like, to me,
He seems young to you? Like a little brother?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, like a little child having a child.
Yeah.
Like a teen pregnancy situation.
I'm literally 2 years away from 30.
Yeah.
I know.
Like I am going to be 30 here soon.
Yeah.
I know.
My kid's going to be 29,
I know.
or I'm going to be 29 when I have a kid.
And it's weird. What's crazy is because I had Haley at 30.
Yeah.
Like, so really, I mean, the same.
It's not that different.
Yeah, it really isn't, honestly.
No,
but
and
then it terrifies me because my daughter's 25.
Sure.
She's only a couple years younger than you. Like, oh
yeah.
no.
I think that for me, it's been a ride because, my parents were 25 when they had me.
Okay.
And so I think, and I, talked to my dad about the idea of being a dad.
Yeah.
And I always pictured him as dad, but he was 3 years younger than me when they had me for the first time.
Right.
So I know that he was a lot younger than I am, or a little bit younger than I am now when they first had a kid. And I still, to this day, I don't necessarily feel the dad mode activating yet. I still kind of in my head hold on to the young 20s mindset.
Yeah.
But I just, at this point we've experienced 8 or 9, or almost all of my 20s without kids.
I still hold on to the fact that I have free time, like right now. Enjoy it.
I got 6 months to
enjoy every bit of it.
Golf a little bit more and enjoy life. Not enjoy life, but to enjoy it like this.
Yeah, kids are great, and there'll be so many really great milestones that you hit with them. But the first 6 months to a year, it's all take from them, because you just got to keep this little thing alive and going, and it doesn't always appreciate you, and then it starts to turn and it gets really good. But I mean, for the first little bit, like it's not a lot of fun. Like this is the thing, my wife and I'm doing a marriage advice segment on the show, and I thought about doing a parenting one, and Gavin can really benefit from this right now.
Exactly.
But one of the best things that somebody told me was like, everyone says, oh, it's so great. You're going to love it so much. And then when you're not, you feel like there's something wrong with you. Like you've done something wrong. Why am I not enjoying this? And I still remember my wife and I one time driving and us both looking at each other like at the same time and going, are you enjoying this? I'm like, no, I'm not. Are you? She's like, no, I'm not. And we felt like the worst parents ever. But it was hard and it wasn't fun. And like everyone tells you it's this glory blessing and you don't feel that. And so like somebody being honest with me and saying, hey, first 6 months for sure, rough. After that gets a little better. After that gets a lot better. But the first little bit, you're going to feel like a horrible parent.
Were you and Marty around family when Haley was a baby?
No, we were not. We moved. It was worst timing ever.
California, right?
We moved. Haley was 3 months old. We moved to California. Marty's mom got cancer, and so Marty was missing being with her mom.
She was living where?
In Florida.
Okay.
As far away as you could be.
Right. And so we knew nobody. And when we got out there were a couple times like I got sick and I needed to go to the hospital, but we couldn't. I had to time my sickness to get to the hospital because there was nobody to watch our kid, and I had to take myself, and so it's kind of like, that made it harder. Like having family around would probably make it easier. They could spell you, and having a mom or a mother-in-law to help out is awesome. So take advantage of all the help they want to give you.
Oh yeah, I think that it'll be interesting because both of our moms are teachers, and so they have
that's good.
schedules to keep where when they're in school there is Although my mom actually, she just exited the straight up classroom teaching, so she might have a little bit more room for taking more time off. But I know
Right.
that Haley's mom, she's actually in a year-round school, so when she's in school, she really is in school and
Right.
can't take a ton of time off. I don't think, at least. My dad, on the other hand, he's worked very hard in his life. That man can take time off.
Yeah.
When he needs to take time off, he's very much earned that. So I'm very excited. I think that, because our baby's due in August, and it's at the beginning, so it should be before the school year starts. So I envision a world where they're able to all come out and help
Sure.
in the initial stage of that
That will
situation.
help for sure. That'll definitely help.
But
Because
I
when
do
you go
think-
home from the hospital the first night, you're like, what? I'm not going
blown
to play
away.
it. It's a Nate Bargatze bit. But, about shaking the baby. Like, they tell you 100 times, don't shake the baby. And then you get home and you're like, what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to shake the baby? But, like, you go home and you're like, how I'm so underprepared for this.
Yeah.
But it does. It all works
Sure.
out.
I do think it'll be interesting to see how this goes with Haley's family about 8 hours away from us. My family's, 20 plus hour drive,
Yeah.
a flight away. So I think that there's a little bit of a dynamic that's going to be interesting in terms of like how much travel there is, because I don't envision us traveling a lot.
No, not
off
for a
the
while.
bat, obviously. So I think it's going to be them coming out, and I think that that's going to be cool. We are staying in the rental that we have, so it's like only one extra bedroom, so we're not a ton of space to offer, but I still think that we're going to get them out a lot. We have a really good connection with our church out here, which is really nice for the foundation that we have for the kid here and for us.
Your sleep schedule is going to be an issue.
Guys, I'm going to be
It's going to be an
I'm
issue.
going to be
Yep, you
because
are.
I am a light sleeper.
Yeah.
That kid's gonna cry, and
Yeah.
I'm not. Haley had said at one point, we've discussed it, where she's like, I'll be the one who probably wakes up with
Yeah.
the kid and take care of that. But
Yeah.
if
You
I'm-
might
if
have
I,
to-
if I hear it, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, I'm going
Yes, you will.
Sleep.
I promise you,
you
you
think
will.
so?
You will pretend to be asleep.
No,
yes, I have. I have
I'm
done
too-
that.
I'm too
I
sensitive.
I was so exhausted. One time I pretended to be asleep, and then my wife got up and get it. I just couldn't. I was
But if
dead.
in my head though, if I let Haley take care of it every single time,
Right. No, you will. Yeah, you'll help.
You
out.
think? Oh, okay.
No, you'll help out.
I don't want to let it build up where she's like, I take care of this
No,
kid every single
but what
time.
you have to do is you got to figure out times because,
Yeah.
like for me, I was working. Was I working nights? And so I was up late anyway. So I would take all the early morning shifts,
Sure.
and then I would go to bed after that. So my wife got to sleep in, and you guys would have to be the opposite, because you're going to get up early. Like you might be able to take you might have to get up like an hour earlier
I might
and
be
take
the
a feeding.
the 3 o'clock guy.
And exactly, and then come to work, and so that's not fun. But that would be the best to spell her as
Yep.
well. So
It'll be what it is, and it's
Yeah.
going to be great, but it'll be hard.
yeah,
But
it will.
it'll be great.
It'll be hard, but it'll be great. So there you go. Now the rest of our friends know. So that's good. And you have one more person you're going to tell. And I'm sure you don't want to tell the name. I'm surprised you guys aren't going to find out what you're having yet, though.
That's been something. Yeah, we're not going to do gender until the baby's born. That's been
Till your baby tells you what
till my-
gender it is.
Nah.
Thank you for not being that kind
they
of parent.
Won't, they won't be. We
I'm
won't.
going to do a neutral nursery, so we just don't know, and then we'll let them decide. Yeah,
It is going to be a neutral
lunacy.
nursery.
Is it
No,
right? Yeah,
there's-
well, you can't do anything.
We're not going to go down the route of blue or pink. And kind of cool. I don't have to plan a gender reveal party, so that's kind of
No, that's
awesome
nice. Yeah.
to avoid having another thing to plan. But yeah, Haley's always dreamed of that. Loves the idea of that day being extra special. I know
Yeah.
that we're going to go through ultrasounds and anatomy scans and
And then not
have
know,
to
right, yeah.
avoid that kind of information. But I always thought, I wouldn't want to do that because I would want to know so I
Right.
could prep. But at this point, I don't care.
We had a different take on because we had friends that did the same thing. They didn't want to know, and there was something for us that we found out, and then we had a name picked out, and so for us it was I enjoyed talking to Haley while she was still in her mom's womb, and it was like, oh, Haley's going to be here in 3 months, or whatever, and so it for us it worked, but the excitement of finding out that day, I could see that being wonderfully overwhelming.
I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, I think it will
So-
be. Yeah, everybody's a little different. I think it'll be good. So there you go. Congratulations, Gavin. I got something. Okay, so not nearly as monumental as that, but there was this one guy that found out. I didn't know if you were born in Arkansas, but you left Lady Rock right away, right? They kicked you out.
They kicked me out 2 years later. Yeah.
2 years
So you
later.
spent
Okay.
your first 2 years
Yeah,
before
my first
moving
2
to.
years of life were in
Oh,
Arkansas.
that's what happened. They're like, okay, 2 years. Oh, she has all her teeth. Get her out. So they sent her out and sent her and her family away. But there's a place in Arkansas called the Crater of Diamonds, and
heard of
it's a state park where you can go and dig for diamonds. And I love gold mining shows and stuff like this. I would love this. Well, there's a guy from France who was visiting, and he found a 7.5 carat diamond. Like, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, how
That's-
great would that be?
That would be awesome. What's the worth of a 7 point whatever?
You know,
carat?
I don't know because
Oh.
it all comes down to how good the quality of it is and the cut and the clear, all that other stuff, you know? And,
And I'm picturing it being like huge, like a boulder, but it's
no,
not.
it's like the size of a marble.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't that weird. It wasn't that big, and it was like brown, so who knows what it ended up being. But you get to keep it. That's the rule there, no matter what size. Somebody found a 16 carat diamond there before, and they will go and they'll till up the ground to help remove some of the dirt and help stuff come to the surface because I guess diamonds, formed there a long time ago. But I that would be a fun trip. Like if you have kids, I would love to do stuff like that as a kid, to go gold mining or go diamond hunting and stuff like that. You would lose your mind as a kid. I know when my friends brought their kids over to our house and they were just visiting us, I hid a bag of money in the backyard and buried it, and we got a metal
a great
detector and
idea.
found
That's
it.
cute.
Oh, they lost their minds.
That's a
and
really
and
good
then the
idea.
greed set in, which was so great. It was so great. And then their dad had to go, no, we're not behaving like this, Elisha. It was so great. And so, I just thought that was kind of cool. But the cool thing is, though, he actually is going to cut it into 2 stones, he said, one for his fiancée and one for his daughter. So I was like, oh, that's kind of nice.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. I like that. And then the flip side of that is In-N-Out is closing another location, or their first location in their 75 history in Oakland, California, and it's all because of crime. Like the area they're in, there was like 1,400 crimes since 2019 or something like that, and ones that are affecting the store and customers. And they're like, we're just done. We're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to put people at risk. So they're out. And then you got Targets pulling out of all of these areas because people are acting the fool and doing bad things.
They're stealing out of an In-N-Out. Does that mean like they're coming in and stealing all the
Just robbing it.
frozen patties
and robbing people.
stuff?
No, they're robbing people for money.
Oh.
And then there's robberies all around that area. It's not a great
Jeez.
area. And so In-N-Out's calling it. And then, it's weird because you could look at this and go, well, you know what? All right, you're just hurting yourself. You're hurting your own community. Sorry, we're pulling out. But then where does crime go? Do you think it's going to stay there? No, it's going to start to crawl and creep, and then that's going to affect all the outlying areas because crime isn't going to stop just because you leave. And I respect their decision. I agree with it. Target pulling out of like San Fran, good for you. Like when people are just running through there and robbing things willy-nilly, good for you.
Yeah.
Like
Shut it down.
I know, I would too. 100% I would.
But that also means that the people that were doing the right thing by having a job
right.
and working
Get affected.
get affected by it.
And so the way that you do that is you have to self-police then. You have to have people that say, hey, this is our community, not even racially, but socioeconomic. This is where we all live. And it's like, we're going to have to make better decisions here. And then you do what it takes to make sure that, your community rises and thrives, and you turn in people that are doing bad things. You raise your kids so they don't do bad things, And I know it's a simplistic, very overly simplistic look, and you could say, well, you don't know what it's like to be super poor or whatever and stuff like that. Now, I know what it's like to struggle from my childhood growing up, but I was never super poor. We didn't have a lot, and so I can't say that I understand that. But we struggled, so I get it. But it's just another line, and I'm curious how much more of this is going to continue in the future until we start changing our values. Honestly, that's what we got to get back to. Is we have to change our values in our society, and we've let it just run amok. And something's going to have to change. And that's where Donald Trump comes in. No, I'm just kidding. Like Nikki Haley, more pressure on her to step down now and stop. And there was New Hampshire, not New Hampshire, somebody else was going to take him off the ballot for the primary, which is, you're just throwing more fuel on his fire with that. Because now he has like he's persecuted, he's a martyr, he's a victim. I'm still winning despite you trying to keep me from this, you know? So that just emboldens him, you know? And it'll be interesting to see if, say, for example, Colorado kept him off the primaries because they were accusing him, I guess, of sedition in essence because of January 6th. Can they do that with a presidential election? Like, is that going to be a fight where different states are like, well, we're just not going to put you on the ballot for the president? And at that point, this is what's so great about it. Biden is like, I'm protecting democracy by not letting people vote for who they want to vote for. How is that democracy, my man? Like you got it twisted too, sir. So again, can't wait for this year. I'm just, as an Enneagram 8 that loves a good fight, I'm like, I cannot wait to see what happens. The chaos. Delightful.
It's going to be deja vu.
Yeah,
too.
well, that's true.
We've already
yeah.
seen this play out in a way, but now it's just the part 2 with the added drama of the last, 8 years?
Yeah, with 2 guys that are 4 years older, and Biden. Honestly, God bless him. I respect the guy for accomplishing what he's accomplished, but you have to know when it's time to go. You can't stay too late to the party. This dude can barely string a sentence together when he speaks now. Like, there's stuff going on, and like he needs to bow out and let somebody else take the reins, but he's not going to do it. So it'll be interesting, man. Going to be interesting. Lady Rock, what do you got?
Really, I don't know if we have the time to go through it all because you've got 14 minutes. And right?
No, 11.
He's at 11.
We're at 11.
Oh, well, you put it in the calendar for 10:30.
Did I really? Oh, maybe it is 10:30. If I put it in the calendar for 10:30, it's 10:30. So
All right,
yeah,
maybe
let's
we
go
do need to
fast.
wrap it up.
Yep, sorry.
Okay, and we have no birthdays, so that's it.
Wow.
Oh, that's it. Well, hey,
Snap.
thank you. Thanks for being a potty. Sorry about that. We have Andy Irwin coming in. He's the producer for Ordinary Angels, which is a film I saw and liked. And tomorrow our podcast will be Andy Irwin. And so looking forward to that because he's a really nice guy and I like our conversations. And what? And I'm going to probably ask a question of why he fears success with his movies since I Can Only Imagine. Because he's not put me in any of them. So he must fear having something be wildly successful.
The only logical answer.
And we're also going to have Gavin as a film studies guy go against Andy Irwin in a film trivia.
I'm so nervous about this because, yes, I studied film. I studied a lot of films.
What kind of grades did you get?
In college? Good enough to be...
to be a film major.
To be a film major. It's going to be...
to throw you a bone, I put a Marvel question in there.
See, that's my area of expertise.
Yeah. Well, I got you one.
Who knows if he also is there, but if you're going to go and...
he seems like a sci-fi. He seems like he would geek out over Marvel,
But
too.
if you hit me with, old war stuff or, Casablanca, I'm not going to... It's not trapped in here.
All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. We're going to do that here with him, and we'll have that for you tomorrow. And thanks for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.